we'll be preparing for you Adam's famous kickin' Southern style farm-raised salmon. I'm going to begin with some high heat to sear our salmon first with a little clarified butter. We would like to make sure that we get a nice sear on the first side to give that nice golden brown color. Presentation is very key. Add our sauteed items. I just added serrano peppers and some minced garlic. Add a little heat and flavor to it. And for our key ingredient, sriracha sauce. We're just going to add that right into the pan. And then come back and deglaze with our white wine. And we're going to allow this to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. We want to reduce our sauce for a nice consistency. Right now we're looking for everything to come together. So we just want to keep a close eye on it. Keep in mind, once you allow this to cool for a second, it will thicken up. You turn it off and remove from heat. And there you have it, your Southern style kickin' sriracha salmon. Finito.
I am going to be preparing today salmon in papillote with mango cilantro salsa. Now the first thing you want to do is get you a piece of parchment paper, fold it in half and cut it into a shape of a heart. Put a little oil on the parchment so that the fish or anything that you use does not stick. Leeks, about 2 sprigs of thyme, and a couple basil leaves. You take your salmon fillet and you set it on top. A little kosher salt and a little white pepper. Now, what you do is you just simply fold it over and you crimp the sides so that the steam and the juices stay inside. And set it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, depending on the size of the fillet. You want it to get to an internal temperature of about 145 degrees. What we're going to do is be making a mango salsa with cilantro. What I want is a little slice, red onions, diced shallots, just a little bit of ginger. You don't want too much because it will overpower. About a half a teaspoon or so. And also I'm going to add a little garlic, chopped jalapeno pepper just for a little heat. Now, if you want it really hot, you add a little more. I don't like a lot of heat, just a little. Tomatoes, nice and diced. Cilantro. We're going to add our diced cucumbers, our diced mango. It's maybe about a tablespoon of olive oil and the juice of a half a lemon. You want to add just a little salt, not too much. Well, that actually, if you want it savory, you add a little salt. If you want to keep it sweet, you might want to add a little sugar or just use the sugar from the fruit itself. We have our salmon in papillote with a little cilantro mango salsa.
I am preparing smoked salmon farcie. We begin with our salmon portion, about 6 ounces. We can season with salt. Both sides is good. White pepper, just a bit, and some ground cloves for a little sweetness, nuttiness going on there with your salmon. And you're going to actually smoke this after we finish topping it with the farce. Your farce is, remember, made with your eggs, your egg whites, your breadcrumbs, about 4 ounces of salmon force meat, sage, basil, fresh if you can get it, a little creme fraiche, salt and pepper to taste. And you're going to smooth your mousseline, because that's exactly what you've made, over your salmon, nice, neat, and pretty, because what you spread is what you're going to get when it comes out of the smoker eventually. Thickness is going to be your preference. Sometimes you want it high, and that's going to be for presentation's sake, but it's also going to take a little longer to cook. You don't want your salmon to get tough. And then for thorough cooking, because this is a stuffing, you're going to want to get an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. So after you have put your salmon in the oven for about 8 minutes on 400, you can make your vinaigrette and your fennel radish salad to go with it. You're going to take about 1 part champagne vinegar, or light vinegar, you don't want a real heavy vinegar, and about 2 parts hazelnut or walnut oil. You want some sage, a little bit of habanero pepper, just for a little kick, some salt, some white pepper to taste. You want to make sure that you incorporate all of your ingredients well. As a matter of fact, with this vinaigrette, the longer it sits, the more spicy it becomes. You want to just add as much fennel and as much radish as you like and toss. I like to toss with my hands. This can be a slaw, or you can add more vegetable where it's more of a salad. And this is smoked salmon farcie. Enjoy.